Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Now, today our special guest is Realtor Teri Davis of Exit Real Estate Gallery, based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Now, amongst her many accomplishments, she's a certified distressed property expert. She was featured in Top Agent Magazine. She also appeared in Realtor Builder Magazine, and she's been selected 3 times for a 5-star professional rating, and because of that, she actually appeared in Jacksonville Magazine. So, Teri, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Keith.
So, Teri, if we could get started, one of the things that our listeners are probably curious about you is, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you knew you always wanted to do, or maybe did you just kind of happen into it?
Well, I've always been interested in looking at houses. I had bought and sold at that point 2 or 3 houses, and was very excited about the process. I kept thinking about it for years. I happened to have an opportunity to career change due to the company I was working for at the time pulled out of Florida, and I was laid off. So I went to the real estate school and got my license.
Excellent. So kind of forced you into it a little bit there, kind of pushed you a little bit to give you a little, here you go, you got to make a decision.
It definitely gave me the push. And, it was in 2010 when the job market really wasn't a great market. And neither was what people said the real estate world wasn't a great world either, but I found that to be completely untrue.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of personal attributes or traits or qualities do you think have most contributed to your success, and how did you develop those?
Well, I have a strong work ethic. I'm very passionate about everything I do. I'm trustworthy, and I'm honest. I believe that a lot of these personal traits and attributes come from upbringing and just working in the professional world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, with the people we talk to on the show, a common denominator when if we talk about this area, it tends to be the people who are passionate. A lot of people don't have the passion in their career and their job, and I think it really, people can sense that. They can get a feel for that when you talk to them, when you do business with them. And I think the people that are really passionate about things, you can just tell. I mean, you can tell when people are excited about something versus if they're just going through the motions kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
So could you maybe give some specific examples of when these traits have played a role kind of in your path towards success?
Well, I feel that every day when somebody comes in, my passion shows through, especially when they tell me what they're looking for and where they're looking for and what they're needing in a new home. The excitement that I get when I know and I can match a buyer to a house or a seller to a buyer is just really, has been really rewarding. I think that when we talk about selling a house, there's a lot to know about a house, especially for first-time home buyers. And I take them through every step of the way. I think just the idea that I know how to handle the situations when they arise.
What were some of the major adversities, I guess, or trials that you had to overcome to kind of achieve the success you've had so far?
I think that in real estate, especially with how excited I get helping people, is when you come up with situations that are confrontational, whether it's confrontational dealing with a seller or a listing or buyer's agent or just a difficult seller. I hate confrontation. there are some times where you have to be firm. You have to follow the rules. And I think that, when your obstacle is not having confrontations, that was difficult for me, especially dealing with a divorce situation where the husband and wife were no longer speaking to each other. That was a difficult situation. But at the end of the day, everybody has the same goal. And if you keep focused on that goal, it helps you get through everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great advice that, the focus on whatever you're doing, maintain focus. Sometimes people sway to the left, sway to the right, but you're always going to come back at center and continue to move forward towards, the main objective. So what do you think, keeps you going despite these obstacles? Why, if you ran into a thing, why wouldn't you just, quit on it? When you say, oh, you know what, this deal is, I'm arguing with this person, or they're bringing negative, a situation here. Let's walk away from this deal. Why don't you give up at times? How do you push through and focus on that goal?
Those difficult situations are few and far between. You have so many more good experiences and rewarding experiences that one or two difficult situations should never stop you. I look at my three girls. I have three daughters, and I know that everything is possible. So I know everything is worth it, and I'll just keep going.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's great. So what would you say for your business is what's your vision kind of for your career over the next 5 years or so? Where do you kind of see yourself going and growing?
The biggest thing about me is I like to give personalized service. So I like to keep my business in at a rate that I can still always give that personal business and not push somebody off to an associate or a different partner. I want to be the person that always provides the good service. So I see myself growing and keeping my area specialized and providing good customer service and spreading my name, my reputation around, because referral is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if focusing on, which even you've alluded to earlier with how you deal with somebody that just comes in your office for the first time and you sit down and you get to know them and get to know their needs and their wants and you try to help them with it. And I think that, especially in the real estate industry, that seems to be, a great way to build that relationship and that long-lasting trust. And like you said, referrals, if you treat somebody the right way, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their family, and potentially come back to you if they decide to do something again in the future.
And that's right. And I would say right now, 65% of my business is referral business.
Yeah, that really speaks volumes for the way you've actually conducted business. So what do you feel is the best way that you obviously said you get 65% referrals, so the way you generate more business from referrals is you treat people the right way and you get good outcomes for people, but what do you feel is the best way that you continue to market yourself as a real estate professional so that you can continue to grow?
Well, I like to stay active in my community. I participate in the local school PTAs. I am in my county PTA board. I network with different groups of people. I do network with a lot of different realtors as well, so that I always know what's coming up on the market. I'm one of the realtors that other realtors want to work with. I participate in my children's sports events. And I think that I get my name out that way. I advertise on billboards at the airport and featured magazines. I also like to do these radio shows.
Absolutely. I think one of the things you touched upon there that a lot of people, I think it's important to highlight is that you're an active member of your community. So whether it's with your children or at other community events or helping an association or something, that people are seeing you out and about, that you're an active member, that you're not just, hey, I'm not here just to try to get your business and to make money from it, but I'm here as a person. I'm here to help, and then they realize, like, oh, hey, there's Teri. She's so they're going to know and see you. So when it comes in time to say, hey, we need to sell our house, who should we call? Oh, hey, yeah, that's right, Teri. We should call Teri. So I think that's great that you do that, and I don't think you do it just to generate business, but you do that because that's the kind of person you are,
right,
from the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
So what would you say is the biggest misconception or myth that people might have about working with a real estate agent?
I think so many people out there think that they can do what a real estate agent does. And it might be true, but I know I can do it better and more efficiently. I sell 10 houses a month or 100 houses a year, where most people have sold 3 or 4 in a lifetime. So it's something that I do over and over again. But I feel that there are some people out there that feel that there's not a lot to do with real estate, and I take that as the highest compliment, because there's so much that goes behind the scenes. And if you felt that it was easy and not stressful, then I've done my job well.
Absolutely. So this is kind of a hypothetical situation, but let's say you get a call from a family member in another state, and they're interested in selling their home. They say, we know we're going to sell. Maybe they live up north or something. They want to come down to Florida. What advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs? Kind of like you take care of your people. What kind of advice would you give them of what to look for to pick that agent?
Well, I feel it's very important to interview your realtor. And I feel that you need to match personalities, because this is something that you have to feel very comfortable. You're putting trust in somebody else to get the outcome that you desire. So when interviewing a realtor in another area, first of all, let me just tell you that if somebody I know that was selling their house other than in Jacksonville, I would personally select 3 realtors for them, interview them, and then ask them to interview them to see if that would match. Knowing my family and friends as well as I do, I think I can pick out a very good realtor that would work well and get the results that they deserve. But, things that I like to ask is if they've sold in the area. What do they know about the area? Why would somebody want to live in the area that they're selling in? Because if they believe it, then they can sell it. I feel that listing or marketing the house is very important. So what avenues do they use in marketing? 89% of all buyers start on the internet. So how big is their internet presence? And what kind of advertising and marketing do they do? How are they going to get it sold? What is their average time on the market? I think that you want to look for somebody who is a go-getter, who's active in the area and known in the area.
Excellent. It sounds like you fit all that criteria of, if somebody wants to work with you, that, you have the connections, you have the experience, you have the closing ability, you have the ability to market and sell and all that, and people know you in the community. So if people are looking, obviously in the Jacksonville area to kind of reach out and be able to get in touch with you, if they need an agent, where's the best place for them to go to find more about Teri Davis? Do you have a site or somewhere that we could tell the listeners to go to?
it's under terisellsjacks@gmail.com, or I'm sorry, terisellsjacks.com. And my name is spelled with one R and an I, so it's Teri, S as in Sam, ELL, S as in Sam, JAX.com. That's my website. It's hooked up to the MLS, or multi-listing system, which you have access to everything that's on the market in the Jacksonville area.
All right, excellent. Well, Teri, I certainly appreciate you taking time out of your schedule away from, what you do, and we certainly appreciate you coming here and sharing with our listeners your experience and the different insights that you bring, especially to the real estate industry. And by all means, if any of our listeners are in the Jacksonville area or have family or friends in that area and they're looking for a realtor, you should definitely reach out and touch base with Teri Davis. She should be able to help you with all your needs. So thank you again, Teri, for coming on the show. We certainly appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you, Keith.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.